Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Bruce Briscoe. It is Monday, the 15th of June. This is CTV News. Tonight, Moncton gets new gear to help the rapid response to its growing overdose crisis. High-priced hotels. Why are rooms so expensive in Halifax this season? And a wedding on the water. A Nova Scotia couple tie the knots, tiki style.
Live from our Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News. Here is Bruce Briscoe.
Good evening. We begin tonight with a couple of missing persons cases, both of them involving vulnerable individuals. Tens of thousands of Nova Scotians were jolted by an emergency alert this evening as police look for a missing child. 12-year-old Paisley Dobson was last seen in Austria Lake around 5 p.m. today. Austria Lake is in HRM. It's about 14 kilometers southwest of Musquodoboit Harbor. The alert says she was last seen wearing a black hoodie with black tights with a leopard print. Paisley is 5'2" with green eyes and long red hair. This photo was provided by the RCMP. They're asking people to share the word respectfully, but anyone with tips or information on her whereabouts is asked to call 911. Meantime, Halifax Regional Police are looking for your help tonight in finding a missing senior. Brian Law is 84 years old, was last seen on May 24th in Halifax. That's about 3 weeks ago. He is 5'7", 140 pounds with a slim build and is basically bald. More concerning though, Brian has one leg and uses a wheelchair. There's no information to suggest that Brian has met with foul play, police say, but they and family members are understandably concerned. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Brian Law is asked to contact HRP or Crime Stoppers as soon as possible. More indications tonight. The drug crisis in Moncton has gotten out of hand. Canada's drug czar says fewer people are dying of overdoses across the country, but in Moncton, the number of cases has never been higher. Still, emergency crews now have a new piece of gear to help deal with the crisis. CTV's Derek Haggett continues his coverage.
The Moncton Fire Department has begun using a rapid response vehicle as the city continues to cope with an overdose crisis. With a crew of 2 instead of 4, the smaller vehicle will help alleviate some of the stress placed on the bigger trucks and its crews.
Now, it can go to assist on fires or extrication or stuff like that, but its primary role is to go to medical calls.
That includes overdoses. Since May 29, the Moncton Fire Department has responded to 290 overdose or poisoning calls. Teams at the Harvest House Homeless Shelter have managed 428 toxic overdose responses in the past 2 weeks. 50% of those needed naloxone administered to revive the victim. Ambulance New Brunswick has responded to well over 300 calls during the same time frame. Landry says the unprecedented numbers are taking a toll on the mental health of his firefighters.
Not just the amount of call, but just seeing these people struggling and taking you arrive on a scene, someone's unconscious, and you're wondering what happened in their life to bring them to this level.
Service was supposed to start July 1st, but because of the staggering numbers, it began Friday night.
I've been to calls where we've had 2 units at the same address because the first units arrived. There's been an overdose, and we've witnessed the second one, but we're tied up working on the first person, so yeah, it's been a lot.
The city is paying overtime for the separate crews, but Landry says they're in funding discussions with the province. Frontline agency workers tell CTV News there's been 1 known overdose fatality since May 29. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Moncton.
Get the Maritimes top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
49-year-old man from Maine has been found guilty of murder in the 2024 killing of a man in Eskenovich First Nation in northeast New Brunswick. The jury came back with that verdict for Keith Martin last week after a 23-day trial. Martin, you may remember, was the subject of a police manhunt in September of that year when police found 1 man dead and another injured. He will be sentenced in September. Week 2 of that high-profile double murder trial in St. John began today with testimony from a police officer who detailed how he tracked down the location where the accused purchased a nail gun that he then used to try to take his own life after allegedly killing 2 boys. Here's CTV's Nick Moore.
The first-degree murder trial has entered its second week with testimony today from a St. John police officer and a St. John Correctional Center officer. Roman Commissioner has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of 2 boys aged 10 and 17 on January 29, 2025. He has pleaded not guilty to both charges. It is alleged that Commissioner stabbed the 2 boys to death before attempting to take his own life with a nail gun to his head. Today, the 14 jurors heard testimony from a St. John police officer who was assigned to locate where the nail gun and nails were purchased. Detective Constable Scott Prentice told the court that he tracked the items as being purchased at the Home Depot in St. John on January 25th, 2025, and that a receipt from the store matched Commissioner's bank records. The court also heard testimony today from a St. John Correctional Center officer who said she was handed a letter from Commissioner in November 2025. Melissa Larson testified Commissioner had been having conversations with her about wanting his protective custody classification changed in the correctional center. The letter was entered into evidence. A court-ordered publication ban prevents the names of the 2 boys from being revealed. Previous court rulings have allowed the media to describe the case as one that involves alleged domestic violence. Court is scheduled to resume tomorrow morning with the prosecution planning to bring 2 expert witnesses to the stand. Nick Moore, CTV News.
If you've booked a hotel in Halifax lately, you may have been surprised by the going rates, which seem to be more like Vegas than HRM. Truth is, it is not unusual to see prices of $500 or more per night. CTV's Jonathan McGinnis looked into why this is happening.
Finding an affordable hotel room in Halifax right now is about as easy as seeing the city through the fog. A quick scroll through a booking site for this weekend shows a stay in the downtown core will cost anywhere from $400 to $700 a night.
I'd like to see more, particularly in the downtown area.
The CEO of the Downtown Dartmouth Business Commission says he hears complaints from people all the time about the cost of a hotel stay.
Lots of times visitors are saying to me that they're paying $300-400 for hotel rooms. So we'd like to see maybe if there was more supply, that would moderate prices a little bit.
This is our bar as well as our check-in here.
5 hotels have been built in the last 5 years in downtown Halifax. Moxie is one of them, opening its first location in Canada back in 2024, adding 160 rooms to the city's core.
Halifax is just such an up-and-coming city. There's always so many events.
One of those events is Sail GP, which is happening this weekend. It'll bring in thousands of people from around the world, many of them for an extended stay.
People look at our event calendar in Halifax and book their stays around that. So when you have something like Sail GP, they come for the event, but they stay just to explore.
Moxie's Rachel Spicer confirms they are close to being sold out for the weekend. Non-resident overnight stays peak in July and August, and so will room prices. Currently, Halifax has 7,000 hotel rooms across the HRM. Jonathan McGinnis, CTV News, Halifax.
Proved to be a pretty tough weekend for drivers in Halifax. So the ferry was running as usual today, but that was not the case for about an hour on Saturday when staffing issues prevented the lone boat from running between Halifax and Dartmouth.
The ferry was delayed on the crew change because the crew couldn't get to the ferry to run it because they were stuck in traffic.
That was likely because the McKay Bridge was closed and a collision backed up traffic right around the city. A third-party review of Halifax's public ferry service is due to come to council next week. And this was a new day for transit users in Cape Breton. They can now tap and go on buses.
No, just tap.
Oh, I see where now.
Yep.
I see it now, yeah, okay.
Try to lay it flat. There you go, look at that.
As of now, riders can simply tap a debit, credit, or reloadable transit card to pay the fare. The technology is fairly common elsewhere. It's now available in CBRM, but interestingly not in HRM. Officials hope the change will encourage more people to ride the bus.
Come a long way with the transit system in the last decade. It's gone from being a very underutilized service in the community to being one that we had issues with too many people needing to use it. And hopefully now we're leveling off into a modern system that serves the community well.
The fare has changed as well, a flat rate of $2.50, whether you're going a few blocks in Sydney or up to 20 kilometers away where the buses go. Could natural gas extraction be revived in New Brunswick? The province is maintaining its ban of hydraulic fracturing for now, but there is pressure from Ottawa to change that. CTV's Anna Mandin has more from Fredericton.
Conversations around development of New Brunswick's natural gas industry are heating up again, with calls to open up dialogue on dropping a moratorium on hydraulic fracturing exploration.
The whole globe is, desperately looking for energy resources like natural gas. We've got an excellent opportunity to export to European markets.
For one industry advocate, it's an opportunity for renewed conversations.
We need to decide what's the future for Atlantic Canada. What do Atlantic Canadians want? And what does that energy future really look like?
While the New Brunswick Anti-Shale Gas Alliance is concerned about potential impacts of such an industry.
There is absolutely no reason in the world, if you believe the scientists and pretty much most of the world's economists, to be producing new gas and oil projects of any kind.
In an email today, New Brunswick MP Dominic LeBlanc's spokesperson says it's up to the province whether or not to lift its current ban on natural gas development, but that the federal government would be very supportive if the province did remove it. A spokesperson for Premier Susan Holt says there's no update on development and that the moratorium remains in place. The moratorium was introduced in 2014 on all hydraulic fracturing until the risks to health, water, and the environment are fully understood. Anna Mandin, CTV News, Fredericton.
Again, still to come tonight, Kaylin's full forecast. And speaking of the weather, we're going to take a look at the disappointment that a lot of Maritimers are feeling with this cool, wet spring that we've been having and continue to have. Coming up next, though, difficult conversations.
To make sure that people have an understanding of what's possible now these days.
Fraud is on the rise, and most of us agree we should talk about it more, so why don't we? Details are next. Stay with us. As Canadians continue to struggle with a surge in scams, new data suggests that a lot of us believe conversations are needed to address the issue, but not many people are actually doing it. Here's CTV's Vanessa Wright.
You don't have to go far to find someone who's been burned by a scam.
I was scammed like 3 months ago.
According to a TD survey, 57% of Atlantic Canadians believe having open conversations about fraud could help prevent scams and protect their finances.
I think it will be helpful if we talk about it.
The more people know, the more they're able to protect themselves against it and take some measures to make sure it doesn't happen again or it doesn't happen to them.
To make sure that people have an understanding of what's possible now these days, especially with all the new technology.
62% say regular conversations about it would make them feel less vulnerable, but very few of us are actually having those conversations.
About 1/3 of Atlantic Canadians say they'd feel too embarrassed to tell anyone if they've been scammed, and only 27% they've avoided talking about their experiences altogether. So there's a bit of hesitation there.
The data shows Gen Z is even more reluctant to talk about it.
They are kind of looked at as the generation that should, know better, right? They're connected in online, they're on social media. They're seeing these things potentially on a daily basis. They feel the embarrassment might even be stronger there with them because the expectation is a little bit higher.
Was it embarrassing? Did you feel like it was kind of embarrassing?
Yeah, I feel so ashamed because I was like, oh my God, I was so stupid. It was like, how can I believe the thing they told me,
Especially with how sophisticated fraudsters have become, the conversation with family and loved ones is needed now more than ever.
I think the more we talk about it, the more we'll understand what is a scam and what isn't a scam, and they're trying to play off your kindness. Yep. It's not because you're a bad person. They targeted you because you're a good person.
Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Vanessa. Time for a quick little break here. When we return, your complete maritime weather forecast. Another cool, damp, kind of drizzly day, hey? Kaylin will tell us what to expect the rest of the week when we come back. Monday night, I was driving to work today, and it occurred to me this is the 6th month of the year and the 15th day, which means we're halfway through 2026 or so.
Ooh. Oh, I like that math. Yeah. Makes sense to me.
Very basic math, but anyway, that's, you know, both, it's kind of a little alarming maybe.
That's right. I don't know about alarming. It's just that the months are ticking by here.
They are.
And speaking of months, into every June month, a little rain must fall, and that's what's been happening today around the region and continuing into tonight. We do have some rain and some showers moving through along with the weather front. Now, within the showers, there is a low risk of some embedded thunderstorms as we make our way through tonight and into Tuesday morning, mostly for eastern areas of Nova Scotia. Low risk of a couple thunderstorms and what remains of the rain. Speaking of which, what's left of this wet weather will be clearing Prince Edward Island and eastern Nova Scotia as we move through Tuesday morning into Tuesday afternoon. In behind it, a mix of sun and cloud for much of the maritime region. And a lot of high temperatures tomorrow, except for eastern areas. We'll be getting up into the low 20s. It's expected to be sunnier and warmer for the Maritimes coming up on Wednesday. So taking a look at winds in the forecast. For Tuesday, they're going to be out of the northwest. They'll be sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour, and they'll have some gusts between 20 and 40. But while we're on the topic of the winds, Tuesday morning into early afternoon, before they become northwest, in Cape Breton, they're going to be stronger for northern Inverness County. There, some southeast gusts peaking up to around 90 kilometers per hour, and that's because of enhancement over the Cape Breton Highlands. Tuesday morning into Tuesday afternoon, early afternoon, because after that, the wind direction changes, and that will shut down that sort of effect, increasing those winds. Taking a look at low temperatures in the forecast for tonight, for most of the Maritimes, they'll be around the low to mid-teens. And then here's your high temperatures for Tuesday. In northern areas of New Brunswick, mostly between 21 and 23 degrees, so close to 16 on the coast. Through central and southern areas, New Brunswick for tomorrow, a lot of high temperatures in the low 20s, including 24 at Fredericton, St. Stephen, Campobello, Grand Manan tomorrow near 24 degrees, 22 for Moncton in the southeast. Prince Edward Island's a little bit cooler with high temperatures between 16 and 19 degrees. There'll be some showers around in the morning, and then those will be clearing away through the day, as there will be for eastern areas of Nova Scotia. It is cooler for Cape Breton with highs between 12 and 15 degrees, near 21 though for communities on the north shore of mainland Nova Scotia. On the eastern shore, most of the high temperatures between 18 and 22, 23 at Sheet Harbour, 21 for Truro for tomorrow, and Amherst. The city centres, Halifax and Dartmouth, close to 24 degrees. In the Annapolis Valley on Tuesday, high temperatures near 23, 22 at Digby, and then on the south shore, we're looking at 24 for Liverpool and Shelburne, a little bit cooler at Yarmouth with a high temperature close to 19. Here's the extended forecast, beginning first with New Brunswick. It's a mix of sun and cloud on Wednesday. Very fair day. A lot of high temperatures, mid to high 20s. It does cool a few degrees for Thursday because there'll be some showers arriving late in the day. That does turn over to a bit of rain Thursday night. It's showers in the forecast for Friday, as well as the start of the upcoming weekend on Saturday. Temperatures a little bit cooler as well compared to averages for this far into June. A chance of showers on Sunday and Monday, mix of sun and cloud. For Nova Scotia in the forecast, sunshine on Wednesday, a lot of high temperatures in the low to mid-20s. Low 20s on Thursday with rain coming in Thursday night, and then showers in the forecast for Friday. Showers at the start of the weekend on Saturday, lower chance of showers on Sunday, and then a mix of sun and cloud for Monday of next week. And for Prince Edward Island, mostly sunny on Wednesday, but some rain arriving Thursday night, finishing as showers on Friday. It's showers in the forecast for the start of the weekend, lower chance of showers on Sunday, and then back to a mix of sun and cloud for the start of next week. Bruce.
Galen Mitchell with the first forecast for the second half of 2026. And I won't mention it again. Okay, stay with us. We'll step aside for a moment and be back with more. Just before we go any further, an update to our top story tonight. The 12-year-old girl missing from Austria Lake, Nova Scotia, that we told you about at the top of the broadcast, has been safely located, so that emergency alert is effectively canceled tonight. Okay, question. Is the heat still on at your house? Maybe the seat warmer in your car? If the answer is yes, you're not alone. Maritimers are getting pretty tired of the cold, wet spring. Here's CTV's Brianne Foley.
It's been terrible. It's terrible. It's very quiet. There's no people around, as you can see.
Business isn't booming on the waterfront in Halifax.
Things get a little bit slow, but we keep ourselves entertained. We're always lucky when we get a couple guests coming in to talk about our turtles and take a look what we have.
Basically, we were expecting a busy season, and the season started nice in May, but suddenly June is changed a lot, and the weather been raining for a long time now.
There's no shipping today, but it's usually a lot more busy in the morning times on the waterfront.
Despite the cooler temperatures, outdoor public pools in the region are still opening this week.
The Halifax Common Pool, so it opens today, June 15th. Going to be open all the way up until September 15th, so tons of opportunities to come out and beat the heat in those hot summer days.
And tourists don't seem bothered by the less than ideal vacation weather.
I'm visiting from Scotland, yes. We were going to go on the hopper, but they've rescheduled us for 12:45 instead of 11:30. So we just go and wander around, go and have a coffee.
We are from Alberta, and my daughter here just is getting her master's, graduating from the University of
Yorkville.
So we came out and decided to visit Nova Scotia first. We live in Alberta. Weather doesn't affect us.
Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Okay, it's Tuesday morning. We'll kick it off with a look at the wake-up weather from Kaylin Mitchell.
Yeah, a couple things to watch out for. First thing in the morning, still expected to be some showers in the vicinity of Prince Edward Island, eastern areas of Nova Scotia. Those will be clearing out as we move from the morning into the afternoon. Fog patches around the Maritimes as well, so be careful about some reduced visibility. That fog should be dissipating, though, as we move from the morning into the afternoon, which features a mix of sun and cloud for a good portion of the region. Lots of high temperatures up into the high teens and low 20s. Bruce.
All right, then, Kaylin. See you tomorrow. Well, a Nova Scotia couple tied the knot in a tiki wedding in the Halifax Harbor over the weekend. CTV's Valentine Kimbeza was there for the special ceremony.
So when we decided to get married, this seemed like a natural choice for us.
I hereby pronounce you to be husband and wife. And you, sir, can kiss your bride.
We made a big move 4 years ago from Ontario to come back home here where I'm from.
I love the ocean, so I was like, let's go. And here we are. And it brought us to this wedding venue that we never would have known about had we not moved here.
This is probably the first tiki wedding this side of Toronto, if not in Canada.
To Kevin and Ange! True love perseveres.
I would echo that. I would say to somebody, if you try to wait for the perfect time to ask someone to marry, you don't, because there's never a perfect time. If you're thinking about it, just do it.
And congratulations to them. That is your late news for this Monday night. If you joined us late, you'd like another look at any of our stories and a whole lot more, CTV News Atlantic. .ca. It's there on your screen, and it is your home for news. I'm Bruce Frisco. Thank you for staying up late with us tonight. Have a good evening, and we do hope to see you again tomorrow.